Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you the follow-up video on my Tables in Wonderland card video. Now, Tables in Wonderland is a discount card that certain people can purchase at Walt Disney World. We did end up buying it for our last trip, and today I'm bringing you the receipts and the numbers and letting you know exactly how much we saved and if I feel like it was a good value for our family, and I'm really glad that you're here. Wait, before we do anything else, are you subscribed? Because you want to be subscribed, right? You don't want to miss any of this great content. If you watch regularly and you're not subscribed, I really wish you would. Just hit that really big red button, hit the bell notifications, and you'll be all set. So first of all, if you know nothing about Tables in Wonderland, please go watch my original video, which I will link right here, where I talk about all of the details. Just to make an amendment to that video, and several of you commented, and I'm so grateful that you did. Tables in Wonderland gives you 20% off food and drink, not only at most sit-down table restaurants, but also at most lounges in Walt Disney World and at a couple of counter service restaurants. There are a few resorts, Port Orleans French Quarter and Art of Animation, I believe, where you also get that 20% discount. So you do pay for the card. The card is $150 if you are a Disney Vacation Club member or an annual pass holder, and it's $175 if you are a Florida resident. I've never in the past been much of a fan of spending money to save money, but this time I really ran the numbers before our trip, and it seemed like for our family it was going to be a good deal. Now, our trip took a very unexpected turn. My husband actually fell the first day we were there, ended up at the emergency room with a sprained knee. He is now absolutely fine, but it pretty much took him out of commission for our whole trip. He did join us for a couple of meals, so the numbers were a little bit less than I had anticipated, but we still wound up way ahead. So let's talk about all the different places we ate. For table service restaurants, we ate at Beer Garden, we ate at Kona, we ate at Olivia's, we ate at the Plaza, we ate at the Crystal Palace, we ate at 50's Primetime, and we ate at Sci-Fi. So that was 7 table service restaurants. We also took advantage of the free valet service. Now, if you have a reservation at a Walt Disney World resort, they allow you to use the valet services for free. Now, the reason this was so important is because the one night that Scott felt up to going out to dinner, we made a reservation at Kona. We were able to pull right up. He had his crutches, and that was well worth the money. It was free. It was well worth the money because it was free. That would have been $33. Of course, we did tip our valet, so you'd have to consider that. But what a great convenience to be able to take advantage of, and it's just not something that I would have done otherwise. So I'm not sure you can really count that $33 in the savings, but it was certainly convenient. And for this particular trip, it ended up being a really great perk we were able to take advantage of. Now, we did end up having a little more alcohol than I had originally planned. Shocker. Nothing major, but you know, it would have been equivalent if we had done the dining plan. Maybe 2 to 3 drinks a day between myself and my oldest son. And if you would like me to do a separate video where I compare using Tables in Wonderland to the dining plan, I'd be happy to do that. I did run the numbers, and not shockingly, once again, the dining plan would have been a terrible idea for our family, both because of the way that we eat, the flexibility, the fact that Scott ended up not being on most of our reservations. Had we done the dining plan for this trip, we would have lost a lot of money. And also know that I basically told my kids, eat and drink whatever you want. They're not crazy. They're all young adults, so nobody, no one was being ridiculous, but I didn't put any restrictions. So they could get as many snacks a day as they wanted, as many bottles of water as they wanted. And we still ended up spending less than if we had used the dining plan. So that could be a separate video. You guys let me know. So first of all, this is what the card looks like. I now have my very own Tables in Wonderland card. Now, these are good for 1 full calendar year plus 1 typically. So mine will expire February 28th of 2021. And I purchased it the first week of January. So they usually go to the end of the month you purchase it, and then they go an additional 13 months after that. So for that reason alone, you could easily get 2 trips under 1 Tables in Wonderland card, which is probably what we're going to end up doing. But even if we had only used it for this 1 trip, we still saved money and it was still a good value. So let's go over the numbers. Hold on, I have receipts. So here are all my receipts from all of our dinners. Now, I won't go through each receipt individually, but a typical table service restaurant for a family of 5, if 1 or 2 people get an alcoholic beverage, it's going to run you around $200. That's just the way it is at Disney. Those are Disney prices. And we're not even talking signature restaurants. We didn't eat at any signature restaurants. These are all 1 table service credit restaurants on the dining plan. We had fabulous food. I would say this trip, and I'm going to do some separate food reviews on the individual restaurants, but the food really exceeded my expectations. And I don't know if Disney is upping their game. I don't know if it was because I was just hungrier, but I really did enjoy my food this trip. We had some fabulous meals, some unexpected meals, like Crystal Palace was way better than we thought. And we also did Kona Cafe, as I mentioned, which is we always have a great meal there. But, 50s primetime, sci-fi, all these places that we love. And we did not have a bad meal the whole time we were there. So, that was amazing. And our service was amazing everywhere we went as well. So my total spent on food this trip for 6 nights, all of the restaurants that I mentioned, plus the counter service meals that we ate. And I also added into this number groceries that we purchased at Conch Flats at Old Key West, because we did end up eating in the villa more than we had originally anticipated because Scott was, recuperating there. But our total for all of our food for the entire week was $1,573.84. So we saved, with the Tables in Wonderland card, our total savings was $217, which, that's kind of a lot of money. So we saved $67 once you add in the $150 that we paid for the card. Now, I didn't add into that number the $33 that we saved on the valet parking, again, because if we had not had that perk, I'm not sure it's something I would have used. But if you add that in, now you're closer to $100 in savings. So it really and truly was a fabulous value for us. I have no regrets about getting the card, and it really did work out beautifully. Now, if you're wondering how Tables in Wonderland works, typically when they sit you down for your meal, they will ask if you're on the dining plan or if you have any discounts. Now, sometimes they won't ask till the end, and that's totally fine. But when they bring you your bill, you're going to need to give them your Tables in Wonderland card and also a photo ID. And the person paying the bill needs to be the person whose name is on the card. Now, some of you commented on the other video that there seems to be a wide range of enforcement on this issue, and there 100% is. You are always going to find a cast member that's going to bend the rules, and you're going to find a cast member that is a stickler for the rules. I always like to err on the side of caution because it would be embarrassing and awkward to try to get somebody else to pay and then it didn't work out, or whatever the case may be. So the official rule, which is what I always try to share on my channel, is that the person whose name is on the Tables in Wonderland card is the person who needs to pay the bill, and that is good for up to 10 people. And as I mentioned in my last video, it's really easy if you're with a big group. They can just Venmo you the money or PayPal you the money, or however it is that you exchange cash amongst your peers. That's actually way easier to do now than it was in years past. So I know I will be using this card when I'm down at Disney with my girlfriends and other trips, not just with my family. So you give them the card, the photo ID, they rerun the bill with a discount. They do add an 18% tip. Now, not every restaurant we went to, but most of them, I added a tip because we do tip typically closer to 20. I tried to do that in cash when I could, just because I've had family members that have been servers, and any tip that you can do in cash is always a good idea. Some people don't like that 18% tip is added in. I love it because it's just something that is already taken care of. And I have rarely, if ever, had service at Disney that was so poor that I would not have wanted to tip at least 18%. So bottom line, hot take on the Tables in Wonderland card. For our family, it works out beautifully. We love appetizers. We love to get appetizers as our main meal. I usually will get a drink with dinner. Sometimes my oldest son will get a drink with dinner. And getting that 20% off without any restrictions is a much better value for us than any discounts that we might realize with the dining plan. Now, those of you who are thinking, well, wait, I'm not an annual pass holder and I'm not a Disney Vacation Club member. Why would this even matter to me? Well, I've also told you guys in the past to really consider getting an annual pass if it would make sense for you. So a Tables in Wonderland card, only one member in your party needs to have it, right? So if one member of your party decided to become an annual pass holder, not only would they have great perks like discounts on hotels and things like that, they would also get Memory Maker included, which is fabulous because all of your pictures are included with everything else. You don't have to pay extra for your pictures, although we didn't do a lot of pictures. My kids are a little camera shy in the parks, but I digress. Even like our ride pictures and stuff like that, it was nice that I just got those automatically. But then this is an additional discount that you have available to you with that annual pass, and you may want to run the numbers and see if this is one more reason why an annual pass might be a good idea for one member of your traveling party. Okay, I hope this video helped. I kind of knew going in that Tables in Wonderland was the right call for us and that it would be a good value. But after coming back and looking at the receipts and really looking at the realized savings, 100% happy with our decision. Would do it again exactly like that, except for I would have preferred that my husband had not fallen at Epcot and hurt his knee. All things considered, though, we still had a fabulous vacation. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do that now and turn on those bell notifications because you don't want to miss a thing. I hope you have a great day. Whatever you're doing, be good to each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.